It's going to be a very dominating performance from NRG, and here we go, the first kickoff.
Yeah, the first game in this finals day, the championship Sunday of the X Games Rocket League Invitational is underway. NRG in blue, Selfless in orange. Torment pushing that one straight onto the net, but pushed right away and shot on net by Garrett G. Turned away by Miho. Quick turnarounds for both teams. See 3 shots in the span of 15 seconds coming out from both NRG and Selfless.
Interesting to see here who's going to take the first game, because as Achieve mentioned on the desk, NRG...
That's an open net for Jacob. Oh, he just missed it.
Man, he missed the redirect there. Little first game nerves coming out. Maybe, you know, NRG didn't play yesterday. They actually had the whole day off, and Garrett G off of the top.
Garrett G able to just put this one down, and really not a good spot for Torment, Dapper, or Miho. Miho did try to get it against the crossbar, and instead he found the top of the net. 1-0 now for NRG. Selfless find themselves down early, and this is where they're going to have to prove their mettle against the top team in North America. But on the face-off, Jacob pushing it downfield and getting physical. We mentioned yesterday in day 2, physical play can be such a determining factor in who moves on and who wins these games.
Yeah, look out for Miho on Selfless, who I know is one of the most physically aggressive players, even in, you know, in his 1v1 and 2v2 settings. If you've ever seen him play, he very, very heavily relies on those demos. So if Selfless wants to get into this game, I would be looking out for that from him.
Dapper looking to keep this into the corner, pinched away by Jacob. Now Selfless rotating back. We're gonna have to try to clear this one out yet again, but NRG keen on keeping up the pressure as Jacob gets thrown away, but does win that last challenge. Still a little bit back and forth between NRG and Selfless. That's a 2-on-1 Fireburner to Garrett G. The tip-in makes it 2-0.
I think that Fireburner actually missed his placement in the left-hand side. Thankfully, Garrett was here, and he instantly recognizes that. He has to make that reaction in less than half a second to be able to turn. His primary goal in that position was to just sweep around and get the boost and come back out. But he's like, oh, hey, there's a ball here. Let me stop and flip. And instant goal for NRG.
A minute and a half into this game, a quick shot turned away by Jacob as he gets sent to the Shadow Realm. And Garrett G going to work to try to buy his team time. But Dapper on the attack, flips it by 1. Jacob already in the air to knock it off to the corner. Miho looking for Torment, but Torment able to rotate back. Keep it in play for Selfless. Dapper back to Torment. The shot towards the net, wide and high. And Garrett G able to take that one away. We're approaching close to the halfway point. Fireburner had a nice pick in midfield, but Torment able to turn that one away. Torment is responsible for 60% of Selfless's goals in this tournament. Not scoring them, but he was involved in 60% as Fireburner almost gets the dunk straight on Miho.
Man, NRG is trying to put on an offensive clinic even in this first game. It seems like Selfless hasn't really had any opportunities on offense, and that's because NRG does a fantastic job of denying the backboard. And
just demolitions absolutely everywhere in this game. Miho shadowing Jacob closely on the defense. Garrett G just gonna keep this in the corner, stalling for Jacob. A nice little pass, not able to make the connection. Fireburner goes straight under, allows Torment to clear this one out for Selfless, who has been under a ton of pressure in this game. NRG coming out 4 shots as we approach 2 minutes left in game number 1 in this best-of-7 set.
And once NRG is in the lead,
what a shot, what a save by Torment coming out from practically nowhere. That was such a wide angle, high shot from Garrett G. Not an easy angle at all. Dapper, that shot towards the net in the goal. And Dapper finds the first goal for Selfless.
All right, Selfless now on the board, and a nice angle, a nice read off the wall as well. I don't think Jacob was intending for Dapper to hit that ball, and Garrett G knows that Jacob's gonna beat him there more times than not. He's off in the corner getting boost and was out of rotation, and that's just gonna be an open net for Selfless.
Off the face-off, Fireburner. Not able to find the angle. Torment going to take control. Gets it over Garrett, but Torment gonna rotate out. And only 1 man back there as Torment still coming back. Dapper not able to get it. Selfless keeping this in NRG territory. Miho looking for the setup to Dapper. No one able to clear that ball away. The shot towards the net cleared by Jacob as he continues towards midfield. Fireburner, a light tap up. There's not a lot of power coming out from these 2 squads so far. Just a lot of really high aerial challenges that are either resulting in hitting the ceiling. Torment to Dapper. This quick shot turned away by Jacob, but it's still high, close to the box. Miho off the backboard. Dapper tries to wrap back around and get the tap, but he cannot find it. Selfless still cannot find that second goal with less than a minute left to go.
Yeah, as we go into the final minutes of this game, it's very unlike NRG to throw a lead. Once they're up, they play very clinically, even with a couple of close saves on the net. It really doesn't seem like they're under that much pressure. Maybe the last attacking series from Selfless was probably their best chance to do it, but in these final 45 seconds, I wouldn't see them throwing it away.
Garrett G has an open net coming back quickly. His Dapper, I think he just missed it. I'm not sure if Dapper got the touch. At least he didn't get credit for it. And Dapper, or Torment, excuse me, cannot push this out of the net. Gonna be up to Miho and Dapper to clear this way, but back it goes. Selfless caught in the corner. 20 seconds left to go. They gotta get downfield, but Fireburner has something to say about that as he scores again for NRG.
That is such a hard read. We've talked about it time and time again in this tournament. Using that curved backboard on the very top of the stadium so it bounces directly down instead of out. When you're under the net, it's nigh impossible to make that read, and you have to be up immediately or else the person looking at the goal has a way better perspective than you.
Selfless has to score with time left if they hope to take game number 1 away from NRG. Here comes off the corner Dapper, able to swing down and almost get that one in a favorable position for Selfless, but time is ticking down, and NRG will be taking game 1 in this semifinals best of 7.
Business as usual for the NRG squad. A nice sigh of relief there from Fireburner. These guys are actually probably the most veteran team from North America. And as they were mentioning on the desk, the most consistent in North America as well. 3-time regional North American champions. And this roster has been together for quite some time. You know, Jacob and Fireburner have been on the same team since the first season. And with the recent pickup of Garrett in season 3, they just look even stronger. There might have even been some questions, you know, with NRG having the day off yesterday, whether or not they'd be ready here in this first game with Selfless having just played the day before. But I think they just showed us they're ready to come out here and play. Selfless, a lot of issues defensively, getting it out of their own zone. Great midfield rotations out of NRG. Maybe have to get some of those short, like I said, small balls usually a good way to get the ball out of the defensive zone, and those hard clears, they just couldn't find them. Yeah, Selfless is not the best passing team around, but the way they're going to create their goals is that Miho's going to get demolitions, which forces an open field for Dapper to take the ball with boost and create something spectacular in a 1v1 play, or, you know, beating 2 defenders but putting it off the backboard for an easy tap in. That is how Selfless is going to play. They're not really ones for passing. Well, game number 2 gonna get right underway here. NRG taking game number 1. Selfless gonna look to try to even the score as we get underway. And Selfless, NRG, what do you gotta see out of Selfless specifically, Fickle? Specifically, I want Miho to get more involved, being aggressive. When I watch them in scrims, there'll be times when Dapper has the ball just like this, and Miho is literally drive out in front of him, not for a pass, but to disrupt anybody that might be in his way. You know, a proverbial bulldozer. Jacob on the attack here with Fireburner, but challenged away in midfield. Ball goes to Fireburner yet again. Miho on the challenge. Going crossfield, Selfless. Cannot find the ball. It's going to be Jacob looking for that pick and just throws it over to the corner. Maybe looking for that shot, but could not find the angle. Here comes Garrett G. Cannot find the ball. No one can find it. Fireburner just missing off the post. That was actually 2 opportunities for NRG to get that goal. The first shot actually should have been on target, and Fireburner, even having a better opportunity, hits it off the post. Miho has a nice challenge in midfield. Garrett G's the only one back as Dapper knocks the ball away. Now in support, Torment looking for that from Dapper. That net is almost save.
Open as Fireburner makes a nice save, but here comes Miho. He's not able to find the second tap. It gets cleared away by NRG. Jacob looking for Fireburner. The shot on the net. 1-0, NRG. That is the kind of finishing we're used to seeing from Fireburner. As Jacob just going to put it off the near wall. I'd like that play from Jacob to cross it into midfield instead of playing it off the corner, which is like normally what you do 8 out of 10 times. But if you're playing the ball with pace enough off of the sidewall, it gets centered by itself. Now NRG finding themselves in another early lead. Can Selfless recover here? Fireburner on the point, keeps it in play. Garrett to Jacob, turned away by Torment with Dapper now. A quick slap against the back wall. That ball still loose, but Jacob coming quickly to clear it back to Selfless territory. Miho had no chance to get to that ball as Selfless still finding this in their own territory. If we could see the amount of time the ball is spent in Selfless territory in the series so far, I think you'd see really a lion's share of the minutes in Selfless's zone. Now the shot quickly, the pass from Torment! Dapper with a great pass and a tie game for Selfless.
I don't know why the goalie here from NRG was so slow to react to this. It looked like maybe, I guess it was just a fantastic pass, honestly. It was a little bit too fast for Fireburner to react to. The way he angled his car was a little bit shaded more towards the outside and just couldn't get the angle up in time, and Torment beats him out.
Selfless able to tie this game up, and here comes quickly. That was Dapper. We've seen him do some crazy things in this tournament by himself. Give him too much space and he'll make you pay. Jacob challenged there by Torment. In NRG's corner, going up is Dapper. Winning the challenge against Garrett G, going the length of the zone. Opting here now for Torment. Torment slamming. Here comes Dapper to try to finish it off here. Miho with a triple commit from NRG, able to clear this one out. Torment able to rotate back quickly to at least bring it back to the corner. Halfway through this game, it's 1-1 between Selfless and NRG. 3 shots for NRG and 5 for Selfless so far.
Oh,
Fireburner,
man.
So close.
That was the typical Jacob positioning that we're used to seeing. And I say typical very loosely, as it's actually atypical, but that is where normally Jacob likes to sit. He likes to be creative on the backboard and sitting up there.
Oh, Jacob? Okay. Cleared away.
Jacob thinks.
Just Jacob things here in midfield. Torment cleared away by Garrett. Garrett trying the double tap short hop as this one heading back to midfield. Still tied up. Less than 2 minutes left to go. Both of these teams fighting to go to the grand finals. In the top 4, every team at a minimum will walk away with $7,500. By no means a small amount of money for any of these teams. Miho trying to clear this one out, but still NRG with great control of the ball, keeping it out of Selfless's hands. The ball back in midfield. Here's Dapper, too far under the ball. Jacob able to clear it out. Just a lot of ping pong fickle and some sort of shots on net. This one going towards it, but easily cleared away by Garrett G. Selfless actually might have a quick opportunity. High against the backboard, looking for the shot off the crossbar. Miho cannot find it. Turned away by Jacob. That one sailing towards Selfless's end, but Selfless, that was an opportunity.
Yeah, one of the rare times that NRG was not actually defending the backboard, and it almost bites him. But now we see them on the offense.
Oh, good double. Well, double commits are really never good, but a good save by the Selfless squad. Dapper to Torment. A quick pass heading to the opposite side of the zone. Still really back and forth between these two. A quick shot turned away by Dapper, but it's still hanging over the box. Miho getting it quickly to Torment. The shot towards the net, off the crossbar, into the net. Selfless takes their first lead in the series.
Bar down and a very similar shot to what Torment had in his first goal. Barely beating out the defense and the placement on that as well. It actually didn't hit the ground off of the bar. It hit the bar and then into the middle of the net. Like, you cannot get a more perfectly placed shot than that.
And now Selfless with the lead, and there's not a lot of time left for NRG. Looking like Selfless might be able to tie this series up. It was good placement, just not enough power. And 30 seconds left now. Fireburner and Jacob working downfield. Torment breaks that one up. Miho moving to collect the pass around Garrett and almost forcing that one in was Dapper. Giving it back to Miho. Garrett G closing right on in, but Torment keeps it away. Less than 10 seconds to go. Fireburner to Garrett, to Jacob. He's right there, but Miho breaks it up. A crucial save as it gets cleared towards NRG's net. In it goes, and Selfless takes game number 2 and ties the series up.
One more on top for Torment, completing the hat trick actually for him in that game. He scored all 3 goals for Selfless. Even though the last one wasn't really necessary, it does make a statement to how Selfless is going to be playing in the rest of the series.
Beginning of this weekend, and on day 2, we said that the X factor for Selfless would be Torment, as this is his first time in a LAN event like this playing for Selfless, and I think he's really shown his worth here at this tournament and on Selfless. Like I said, he was responsible for 60% of the goals yesterday and the day before for Selfless. 60%, that's actually insane. Assists and goals scored, and he shows he can be the point man as well.
I'm actually a bit surprised with the offensive performance coming out of Torment. He's normally known as a defensive player who plays very smart, very methodical. So to see him come out and get a hat trick in that game and, you know, be the single-handed scorer for Selfless is a little bit strange for him. And I'm wondering if maybe they had some talks yesterday. They're like, okay, you know, Torment, we need you to get more involved. And if so, then he's absolutely doing it today.
Well, now this series guaranteed to go at least 5 games. Game number 3 gonna get underway between NRG and Selfless. Winner of this series moving on to the grand finals. And quickly on the face-off, it's gonna be NRG trying to push it out of their own zone. And between these players, we discussed it yesterday as well. You'll see a lot of ping pong at the beginning if there's no really clear face-off win for either team until either a misrotation or a demolition sets up a really concentrated play, just because neither team really wants to make that first critical error. The rotation's really on point for the most part. We see that physical play coming out here right now.
Now, finally, Dapper and, for that matter, Miho are getting involved with the physicality. That was what I was expecting to see from Selfless, but they haven't brought it out until Game 3. Series is tied, but we'll see who breaks that streak.
Taking it out from his own back wall, Dapper. Still on it here, Jacob. Just gonna opt for Fireburner. Another demolition coming out for Garrett G. Jacob off the crossbar. Fireburner with the finish. Jacob couldn't do it, so Fireburner said, I got you, fam. It's 1-0.
Yeah, Jacob here using a very nice touch there to get up. So he has that flat card of the Dominus, right? So it's a little bit wider than the Octane. So when he gets up in the air, he wants to use the back front of his car to hit the ball off the crossbar and get it with pace. Otherwise, he's going to hit it with the wheels of his car, and it's not going to go very fast.
It's also worth noting, ever since Fireburner has switched to Octane, his precision and his ability to put shots on net has increased almost exponentially. I don't think he ever really misses a shot opportunity when he's given the ball a quick shot, or it looked like maybe a pass to dunk down from Jacob, but it is turned away by Selfless. NRG seems to be the only ones getting physical for the most part. Not a lot of demolitions coming out from as soon as I say that, Dapper getting a demolition there for Selfless. Torment, that one cleared away by Garrett G. Giving it off to Jacob. It's a great challenge by Miho. Here comes Dapper, the shot towards the net, cleared away by Garrett G. Dapper just throwing this out, was looking for Torment. Torment playing safe here back in the zone. Selfless down by 1, has approached 2 minutes gone in game number 3. Only able to generate 2 shots on net. Both squads have only been able to. The difference is on the scoreboard. Haven't
seen any, you know, spectacular 1v1 plays from Dapper. It's been pretty much the Torment show as they're trying to create offense. And if Torment isn't scoring, then Selfless isn't on the scoreboard. Garrett to Fireburner, the shot. Torment's right there to make an incredible save. And Jacob here for Miho. Those saves can be so hard coming straight in front of the box. Torment shows us time and again he's just absolutely capable of making those saves. Miho actually having some highlight reel saves yesterday as well. Torment up to Miho. A light shot towards the net is going to be high and knocked away by NRG. Halfway through this game, still 1-0. I think that this game seems like it's a little closer than I think the analyst desk and we probably would have thought. Well, I can tell you one thing that's an open net, by the way. Hello, Dapper to Miho. He forces that one in. 1-1 Selfless. Where's the defense from NRG, I wonder? Like, they had so much time to just drop this across the net. Fireburner was on the other side of Selfless territory when that ball was crossing midfield. Yeah, you can't save that ball unless you're sweeping from the outside of the net. If you're trying to approach that head on, the angle is just, you're never going to save it. You only have a chance to own goal it. Well, now Selfless able to tie it up yet again. Can they steal it away from NRG like they did in game 2? Although, not really a steal, but they did come back from that 1-0 deficit to win that game. Garrett G and Jacob moving on up. But Selfless taking back control in midfield. Torment not able to get anything out of this one. A little bit of back and forth again, but you see a lot of bumps coming out from both of these teams. Not a good clear by Selfless, a double commit. That could have been dangerous had Fireburner been right on that ball, but they get away with one there. Here, Garrett challenged by Torment, still nothing concentrated. Jacob with light shot towards the net, turned away by Miho. Pretty poor placement there from Jacob, honestly. He had a lot of time to take that shot, and yet he puts it into the middle of the net right where the defense is. A little bit lackluster shooting from him.
A lot of these demolitions could be messing with the rotations on both squads. We've probably seen, I think, close to the most demolitions we've seen in a game so far. Just so much physicality coming out of both of these NA squads. Fireburner off to Jacob to clear it out of NRG territory. As now, Garrett looking to set up for support. Fireburner in defense. Selfless trying to figure out what NRG is doing with the ball here. Jacob not able to get anything solid. Some great challenges by both squads to prevent it. A lot of shots. Here's an opportunity for Torment. The top corner just misses off the crossbar. 40 seconds left to go. Still a tie game. We could see our first overtime of day number 3 at this Rocket League X Games.
Oh, I wouldn't count.
Oh, that's an open net.
That's a tough
Garrett
angle.
A great challenge in front of the box allows NRG to go up 2-1.
The 50-50 here as well from Fireburner. He's commonly known as the 50-50 king, turning 50-50s into 90-10s, if you will.
Yeah, 100
and
zeros.
100 zeros. I don't even know if that's possible. But that challenge right there actually just going to let the ball sit in front of the net. Garrett G, although a tough angle, should miss that.
Well, 20 seconds left. Selfless got to move downfield. Dapper can't find the ball, so nobody finds the ball. That's Torment to Dapper. Dapper just hitting this one up. Jacob already there. No time left for Selfless. They got to get a shot opportunity here. No one's in the center of the field. Easily cleared down. They got to keep this in the air if they have hope of tying it, but that's going to actually stay up from Miho. Can they get it downfield? Jacob right on top of it. Knocks it down off the ramp. Allows Torment to keep it in play. Torment still working the ramps. Yeah. Finally falls down. NRG takes the lead in the series 2-1.
All right, back and forth between NRG and Selfless. NRG able to reclaim their lead in the series, now 2-1. This is a best of 7, so it's going to be a long haul between these two teams.
If you're Selfless, you can't rely on a rotational error out of NRG to keep you in the game, as that was probably the one of only maybe 2 mistakes you're going to see out of them in this series. You've got to generate offensive opportunities on your own. Obviously capitalize on the mistakes that NRG gives you, but you're not going to win this series that way.
Yeah, and as we see the faces of the NRG squad, there's a bit of a difference between the morale of NRG versus the morale of Selfless. I talked about it yesterday. It's very interesting to see like the different paradigms of like comms. NRG being a very like, you know, happy, like Jacob smiling all the time, you know. Garrett might be a little bit stoic, but like every single member of Selfless just
stone cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's just how, you know, everyone focuses a little bit differently. Jacob being a little loose, Selfless just in the zen zone, as I like to call it. But game number 4 gonna get underway here. NRG looking to take this series to match point. Selfless looking to tie the series up as we get it underway. Selfless, Dapper, Miho, and Torment, they got some work to do. Going down 3-1 in this series, well, that's not happened a lot. Comebacks 3-1 have not happened a lot in the history of Rocket League. Happened in other sports, but this is Rocket League indeed. Dapper moving downfield. Miho gonna keep this in play. High against the back wall. Knocked away by Garrett G and Fireburner. Selfless, once it gets that midfield, it seems like never really set up for a passing attempt or anything over the net, but as soon as I say that, Dapper is just able to come off the back wall and score a goal for Selfless.
Yeah, a bit of a calamity here. Jacob actually with a terrible touch there, actually centers it for his own team. I'm assuming he wanted to take that ball off of the wall and just clip it so ever so slightly to boom it downfield, but that is a rare mistake from Jacob.
Like we said, Selfless can't solely rely on NRG mistakes to win them this series, but definitely make sure you capitalize on all the ones they do.
For sure.
Now, Garrett doesn't have anything concentrated here. Fireburner looking to replace it, but it's Selfless moving downfield quickly. Jacob cannot, or he can clear it out as he gets the challenge. And now Garrett G off the corner, centering it, but immediately cleared away to the side by Torment. A minute in this game, Jacob looking to tie it up in a save quickly by Miho. Dapper flicking it over one guy. He cannot get it over Garrett G, but Torment in support knocks it for Miho, challenged by Jacob. That ball still hanging around in midfield. Fireburner the closest man there. And Selfless, we see them playing good in their own defense. Third, the problem just seems to be Fireburner and Jacob. And Garrett G has an open net to make it 1-1 for NRG.
Yeah, a missed or a very last-second block here from the side of Selfless. Ooh, actually, I'm mistaken. Fireburner actually puts it off the post and it bounces right back out for Garrett G to take the shot. Those near shots honestly turn into some of the best offensive passes that it baits the defender and then makes them, you know, be way out of position.
And Miho could not find the connection on that. And now it's going to be Jacob moving downfield. There's only one member of Selfless back as Miho is racing to get back to the net. That's a great touch by Torment, but knocked away by Garrett G. Torment coming back, try to keep it in play. Dapper now and Miho looking to clear it out yet again. NRG doing well to just keep the ball away from Selfless for the majority of this series.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to see here that the way that Selfless chooses to attack.
Okay.
Because, like I said, in the first couple of games, not that much passing. I mean, well, Torment did have a lot of passes there, so I retract that statement. But, well, that's just going to go in.
I think all three members of NRG were caught in the corner here. Garrett G off. Actually, Jacob up in midfield, waiting for the pass, and it was a great challenge by Dapper. Realizing, great field awareness. Hey, they're all kind of off to the right. I have an open net. A great shot by Dapper. Selfless now with the lead here as we approach the halfway point in the game. Can they tie the series up and force at least game 6? Jacob coming downfield, wrapping it over Miho. Fireburner challenged by Dapper. Garrett G keeping it in play. A missed challenge, but backed up by Miho. Fireburner opting for Jacob. Jacob looking for the shot here, challenged by Dapper. Fireburner. Dapper can't find that ball, but Miho right behind him is to pick right off. Torment can't find Jacob, who slams it by Miho. Only one man back. Garrett G forces it by Torment, rotating back quickly, who has been solid, coming back to net every single time. He has been a stalwart for his team. Just get back in time, clearing that ball away and keeping the score line close. 2 minutes left to go now between NRG and Selfless. 4 shots on goal for NRG, only 2 for Selfless, but they have 2 goals. That shot efficiency is perfect. And in midfield, Fireburner to Jacob. Jacob challenged and broken up by Dapper. Miho looking for Torment yet again. That's going to be a shot towards the net. Garrett G back quickly to tap that one to the corner. Now Dapper looking for Miho. Miho slamming it to Torment and challenged and knocked away by Fireburner. Jacob coming for a crucial follow-up as waiting in line there. A wide angle shot by Dapper makes it 3-1, and a minute 33 left to go in this game. Selfless with a 2-goal lead against NRG is huge. This one, it was generated by Selfless alone and not necessarily off of a mistake or a mistouch by NRG. We did say that Selfless was going to have to do both, capitalize on mistakes and generate opportunities by yourself. NRG gonna have to work quickly to tie this game up and move this series to match point. Jacob to Garrett G, but that one gonna be wide and turned away by Torment. Dapper and Torment gonna look for Miho to take the point and move this in past NRG against the back wall. Fireburner having to come back from midfield quickly to knock that one away. Both members of Selfless too far to capitalize. Fireburner hanging it over for Garrett, but cleared away by Miho. Downfield already is Dapper. A nice touch to make it 4-1. Selfless takes a 3-goal lead here with 55 seconds left to go. And at this point, NRG is going to have to look for some quick opportunities if they're going to look to get back in game number 4 here.
Yeah, a crazy offensive showing here from Selfless. Blink and you might have missed it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If Dapper was already downfield, and those are the ones where you get that hard clear and he's there, it's a one-on-one in the box. And that, more times than not, you see that go towards the offense. That one quickly downfield. Can Jacob find the quick pick? He cannot. Dapper against Garrett G. Garrett G cannot get it to Fireburner. Cleared away by Torment. 30 seconds left to go. You got to score a goal every 10 seconds if you hope to tie this game up. And Selfless is content to just play hard clear, get it away. Don't let them get any notable shots on net. Jacob challenged by 2 members of Selfless as this one is knocked away to the side. Time is ticking down, and more likely it looks like Selfless will be tying the series up, forcing at least a game number 6 between these 2 squads. And I don't think anyone on the desk predicted a 6-game series.
Well, I mean, I know that Quinn is going to have to owe me a steak dinner.
Ooh.
If he's actually wrong.
You had a steak dinner bet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you going like filet mignon? Or are you going just regular T-bone? Like what you got?
I'm a little bit scared to tell my preferences with cuts of beef. So
okay, I understand. Yeah. I understand.
Too much criticism.
You don't want to be judged.
No.
They'll rag on you for anything though. I'll rag on you here on the bets. That's what we're supposed to do. The Selfless taking game number 4 very convincingly. And I'm not sure I expected it to be. I expected Selfless to come out and maybe be competitive, but I didn't expect 6 games.
Dapper actually had 100% shooting accuracy in that game.
Which is crazy.
Yep. 4 goals, 4 shots.
There was multiple times you saw him downfield. A lot of them didn't necessarily, might not have connected on the pass, but the one that put them up 3-1, where it was a midfield challenge that put him downfield. Torment immediately there for the setup to get it downfield, and just a perfect pass to Dapper in traffic allowed Selfless to just kind of maintain control of the game. Really, for the first 2 minutes, didn't really feel like Selfless had it, and here we are with the tie series.
If you compare this to their previous series they played in the RLCS, Selfless has already done better in this series right here. They've taken 2 games off NRG, where the last series they played was 3-1. So now they're sitting tied with NRG, and it's kind of looking like a David and Goliath story at this point.
Yeah, it is upset special, ladies and gentlemen. We get your alert alarms on, or whatever you do for upset specials. Here we go, the underdog Selfless looking to topple the Giants of NRG here in game number 5. The series is tied 2-2, and Garrett cannot find the ball here. Miho slamming it against the wall, and NRG gonna look to move it out yet again. 15 seconds in. Jacob looking like he wanted a shot, but opted to stay down as Selfless had him beat on the challenge. Dapper gonna take it himself. He flicks it over 1, and Jacob smartly knocking it off to the side. Fireburner coming to bail him out there as Jacob had flipped over. He wasn't gonna be able to find the ball here. Selfless still in control. There's Torment to Miho. Oh, it's gonna be off the backboard. Miho could not find that second tap to get it in the net.
Now, this should be a chance for NRG if they can get this ball back in. It's going to be a long string of NRG attack.
Well, here comes Jacob hanging it over the box, but turned away quickly before it got there. And now Miho here towards the net, just going to fall into Jacob, but not a solid clear pass to Garrett G to get it out. Selfless again, moving once more, but Jacob there to try to get it away. He can't. Garrett G easily knocks it to the side. Dapper and Torment working now to get it towards the box. No one really able to get a notable shot on net yet. Oh, Miho was looking for the second tap off the ceiling and could not find it there. Dapper forcing his way to keep it in play, but no notable setups. And as soon as I say that, here's Miho to Torment off the ceiling. Can Miho find it in traffic? He cannot. Selfless has to rotate back quickly, and had Dapper not challenged right there, it would have been a goal for NRG off the corner. Can he find it? Dapper, Selfless, 1-0.
Absolute boomer of a shot here from Torment. It's going to find the back wall, and Garrett does not get the touch on it. He actually had the attacker from Selfless beat there, but he wasn't sure if it was going to be bouncing out or down. So he read it wrong, and he was a little bit slow on it as well.
Selfless taking another early lead. Will they take advantage in this series and take NRG to match point? Garrett G, a quick shot save by Torment by coming flying out of the net. Like you said, a great recovery. Dapper to Torment. Could not find him. Torment a little too under the ball. Garrett gonna opt for Fireburner. And NRG is gonna move this downfield. Jacob cannot find the angle for the redirect. And Selfless clearing it downfield. Torment broken up by Jacob and then sent back in by Miho. We are at the halfway point in this game already, Fickle. It's still 1-0 for Selfless, and almost popping over one defender. That was shot quickly, and Dapper was able to make a quick save. Garrett G on the attack again, a double commit. This ball still close to the box. Dapper coming quickly to roll it away. Still advantage for NRG, and then knocked to the corner. Oh, Selfless, all 3 of them caught in the corner. Miho able to knock it off to the side, allow Selfless to regain their gerbils.
Man, that should be now back out of Selfless' zone. But man, I was very impressed by NRG's ability to stay in the box there and not concede a goal. All three members are up past the half line in that attack.
Jacobs had a nice flick, couldn't maintain possession. Torment dumping this down for Miho, trying to look like he wanted to go under. Oh, nice catch by Dapper, flicking it over past one member of NRG. A shot off the corner of the post, gets turned away. Coming up, Torment. Selfless keeping this in play for them. And it's kind of a complete flip from really the first two games in this series after Selfless took it away in game number 2. Didn't really seem like they had their wits about them, and they're going to find a second goal here with an open net.
Wow, again, NRG with defensive rotation mistakes. Fireburner way up in the corner getting greedy for this boost, and Jacob loses it in the half of Selfless. That ball went in from so far away, and it didn't even have that much pace on it. That was just a really big mistake from NRG.
Well, Miho and Jacob on the face-off. NRG, not a lot of time to work with as Dapper's looking to pile on the goals. Torment looking to finish, cleared away by Garrett. Miho, I'm going to find anything notable, so it'll be NRG and Selfless knocking this back and forth until one team cracks. And hopefully NRG can find a crack for their sake, as they will be down a game in the series at the juncture that we are at. Garrett G, a quick shot towards the net, rolls off the crossbar. Fireburner looking for a shot, cleared away by Selfless. Miho looking for a challenge, he can't find it. Dapper with a hard clear downfield, knocked back down. Torment met by Fireburner. Jacob looking for Garrett, cleared away by Dapper. Fireburner and Garrett combining to have to retreat, because here comes Miho against the back wall. 30 seconds left. NRG has to score quickly here if they have any hope of winning this game number 5. This one looking like it might be going to Selfless. And now about 15 seconds left. NRG, in order to take this, they have to score with time left. Any time on the clock will give them a chance, but it's not looking good. Jacob off the corner, cleared away by Torment. Fireburner is not going to be able to get the shot onto net. Selfless taking the lead in this best-of-7 series, 3-2.
Not over yet for these two teams. Last 2 days we saw all best-of-5s, and these are going to be best-of-7. This is one game away from Selfless getting into the grand final. I don't think anybody here was expecting Selfless to have a run in the grand final.
Along with Axel Toss running his own, I ran mine, and I think it was like 680 votes. 45% said Gale Force, 26% said NRG, and 6% said Selfless. You know, so I think it's quite clear that not only us here on the casters and analyst desk didn't think that Selfless had a chance. I don't think anyone gave Selfless a chance except for maybe Selfless themselves.
There's something to speak about with being the crowd favorite and being the underdog. NRG has such a dynasty that they feel very pressured if they don't win, whereas Selfless are coming into this series and they're like, man, we've already made it further than we were ever expected to go. Let's just play our hearts out, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Well, this is it. Game number 6. Selfless has taken NRG to Elimination Station. Can they send them home and upset the world, really, and go to the grand finals to face the winner of Envious and Gale Force? Or will NRG take this to game number 7? Jacob and Fireburner moving downfield. Garrett G in support. Going to take this one from the corner. Challenged by Miho. Miho and Dapper. Dapper could not find that one. Going to be cleared away quickly by Jacob. Ooh, Jacob looking for Garrett. Not a solid clear by Torment. He needs the follow-up from Miho. He does find it, and Torment, oh, a great challenge by Jacob, putting this in a favorable position. Here comes Garrett G. Cleared away by Dapper, a good save.
Man, Fireburner barely missed that demolition attempt on Dapper, and if he tried to hit him and made contact, that for sure would have been a goal. But there's a little bit like of a layers of mind game when you're trying to demo somebody. Are they going to dodge left? Are they going to dodge right? Are they going to stop? Like, he just didn't draw the right card.
And clearing back and forth down the field are these two squads. And now the physical game. We didn't really see that in the last 2 games when Selfless took them, but Selfless are the ones getting physical here. Garrett off the back wall looking for Fireburner, but it is immediately cleared away by Torment. Jacob looking for the next go. And again, it is knocked away. This Selfless squad not allowing Too many solid shots towards the net. Off the crossbar it goes. Fireburner in frustration just blows the goalie up.
Yeah, it's good play too because all of his momentum was going forward off of his shot. Might as well just go right into the net and start dimming them. And look at this Fireburner being so aggressive now. And we saw that actually mind game happen there. Fireburner turned away and just made him jump. Making him jump is, you know, not as, yeah, it's not just as good, but it still works.
It can have the exact same effect that you're looking for. Zapper just gonna knock this to the side. Surprised. Ooh, trying to go for Miho. Miho cannot get there. Garrett G scoring for NRG.
A little bit of hesitation here from Selfless. I'm thinking that Miho probably is expecting Dapper to get up and make that contest. And when he doesn't, Miho is already cheating up, expecting some kind of 50-50 to chase after it, and that leads to an open net. That happens more times than you think when you have a lot of faith in your teammates to go challenge the ball. You get caught up cheating with, you know, you got egg on your face.
And now, hopefully they can find some marker wipes to get that ink off as they are working to move downfield now, finding themselves down halfway through this game. Miho not able to get it over Garrett G. Selfless has to rotate back quickly. Jacob challenged quickly by Torment. He came back from the defensive or the attacking third and somehow made that save. But Garrett G still on the assault. Saved again by Torment. Here, keeping it in play. Fireburner as he's sent away. That's a dangling tomato. Knocked away quickly by Selfless. NRG though, keeping the pressure up. Jacob off the ceiling, falling down towards the net. Fireburner scoring for NRG. It's 2-0.
The pace of Rocket League is so fast sometimes that when these slow-moving balls off of the ceiling, it's actually very daunting to try to read them. When you have to like slow your car down and go from a very standstill point, it's very awkward to try to save, let alone having it bounce off of that corner of the roof and going straight down. Now, NRG in the lead and looking to force Game 7.
And Selfless, right now in Game 6, they have no shots on net. After 3 minutes of this game have passed, and Jacob just slides that one in.
Well, it seems that NRG has awoken.
A little bit. I mean, that was a great wide-angle shot. It was actually a laser of a ground goal. You don't see ground unless it's a pinch. Rolling on the ground, 88 kilometers per hour is pretty fast. Selfless now have to work even harder, find themselves in a 3-goal hole. Zapper cannot get anything going there. It's immediately knocked away. NRG looking like it is going to go to a solid game number 7. Sans a goal coming out and a clock starting for Selfless. Torment and Miho cannot find the connection. Jacob gonna flick it over. That's gonna be a 4th goal. Jacob just doing Jacob things.
I want to get a replay of this to see if he actually uses some very interesting camera settings, or not camera settings, controller settings. So he has air turn right bound on it. I think it's like right bumper, R1, whatever you want to do. So in order to pull up that flick, you have to make the lateral rotation and the horizontal rotation in the same direction, and that's not possible unless you have that specific keybind. And that flick was fantastic.
And NRG now a 4-goal deficit. I think would be a little unprecedented for these teams to come back from. And if it happens, well then Selfless is truly writing quite the story. But it is looking more and more like we'll have game number 7 between NRG and Selfless. Garrett G gonna throw this one towards the net, knocked away. And the Selfless, only 1 shot on net, and seeing a little bit of the same issues that we saw in game. Wow, what a save by Garrett, just forcing it away from Torment. But we're seeing a lot of the same issues we saw in game number 1. As soon as they got it out of their own end, they weren't able to really do anything with the ball once they got to the offensive zone.
Oh, what a steal here from Jacob, getting the very slight touch just to put it in the net. What a scumbag, getting the goal, bolstering his stats. But in the end, this is going to be the game for NRG, and we will see Game 7. Pretty much impossible to come back from a 5-goal deficit in 45 seconds.
Yeah, at this point, what Selfless can really try to hope for is maybe get 1 or 2 feel-good goals to try to swing the momentum in their favor going into Game 7, because NRG has all but taken the wind out of the sails out of Selfless's road to fame here, or road to stealing the victory and stealing the sunshine away from NRG. 20 seconds left to go in this game. We are fighting now just to get to the end, to get to game number 7. But if you were asking for a better competition at the Rocket League X Games Invitational against two of some of the best North American teams in the game. 7-game series between these two. You don't get any better than this.
I mean, some people don't like the best of 7 single elimination format, but like, how many opportunities do you want to prove yourself? You have to prove yourself when it matters, and now it matters. 7th game,
this is
single elimination.
This is it.
Winner goes on to grand finals to play either potentially Envious or Gale Force. This is nuts.
If Selfless wins this game after NRG beats them, dominates them 5-0, then no one can deny Selfless's place in the grand finals. But it's not looking good. NRG was absolutely on point. They're looking like the squad that they did in day 1 against Envious when they scored 6 goals to their none. And it's gonna be crazy.
So even though Selfless had a couple of wins in the very beginning of the series, the previous win is to NRG, which means they have the momentum. And having such a dominant last game is going to mean that they're feeling great coming into this one. It is going to be a mental uphill battle for Selfless to try to pull themselves back into this, especially after getting skunked in that last game. Best of 7, game 7 underway between NRG and Selfless. Who will go on to grand finals?
This Selfless squad coming together just to get to the X Games tournament. Not a part of the original Selfless squad. Can they pull off the upset and move to the grand finals? Miho, Dapper, and Torment look to do just that. And NRG hopes to crush their dreams. Jacob with the challenge goes the opposite side of the zone, and Miho looking to try to take control, but a good challenge will at least delay Selfless's offensive opportunity. Garrett shadowed closely by Dapper. Here's Jacob, shot towards the net high and immediately cleared away by all 3 members of Selfless. Miho quickly to Dapper, cannot find it. Torment in support. Off to the corner it goes. Torment looking for a shot, actually a light tap, and that allows a goal. The slow play even caught me, and Torment scores the first goal of the game.
Miho was actually the one to take this shot, but Torment was gets up for it as well, and they used the power of teamwork just to force it in after they both go for it. That is kind of a bit of a jammy goal in terms of goals for Rocket League. Like, you blocked it, but then somebody else was there just by chance and they knocked it in. They kind of barricaded you out from blocking it, and now Selfless has the lead.
NRG down early in game number 7. I think they might have to quickly tie this up. Otherwise, a 2-goal lead might be devastating for them. Although, you know, they did score 5 goals in game 6. Garrett coming down off the back wall is immediately cleared away by Dapper. Dapper looking to try to force it past Jacob. He had a one-on-one opportunity. Miho keeping it in play. Torment close to the box, and Jacob met by Dapper. Dapper coming straight down, and NRG looking to take it. Here's Jacob coming close. Was Dapper and Torment going to get it straight away from him? They do not want to give Jacob any room to work with, as Torment and Miho are combining here in the corner.
Man, a very interesting amount of space that NRG had there to get that out of their own net. Selfless was not laying on the pressure. I don't know if they want to play defensive with this lead, but there's a shot on target and a shot on goal. Garrett G. Does this guy ever miss?
This was a great pass by Jacob, just dumping this one right out to Garrett. Just bang, bang, 1-2 punch.
Not only was it out in the middle, it was actually slightly behind him. So, you know, obviously you have defenders waiting in the net and you want to cross it in the middle, but if you put that ball towards the net, the defender has way more of an opportunity to get to it rather than hitting it backwards.
Well, Torment was looking for the tap down, the tee up, or the tee down for his teammate. Off to the side, and NRG moving forward. Here's Garrett.
Target.
Oh, and a save by Torment. Keeps it out of the net and retains the tie for Selfless. Torment and Jacob kissing there on the corner. Miho. Met there by Garrett. Garrett going for Fireburner. The shot off the crossbar. Turned away by Torment. Jacob coming again. Miho with the save. Halfway through this game, it is tied up as NRG keeps possession and wants to keep this pressure up. A nice flick by Garrett, but it is cleared away. Fireburner off the corner to Jacob. Knocked away to the side. Garrett G met by Torment and Dapper. And this one just going end to end in Selfless territory as Miho just tries to get it down. Jacob clears it right back.
How close can you get? Game 7, game is tied between these two North American teams. 2 minutes remaining going into this. Winner goes on to grand finals. I cannot stress enough the heartbreak that these players must be feeling right now.
The crowd has been cheering during pretty much every single goal, but you can feel the intensity in the crowd as well. Just hearing those ohs right before a shot goes on net. The intensity is everywhere right now. One mistake could do it for either team. And Dapper able to clear that one away quickly. Torment throws it right into Fireburner, forcing Dapper to throw it off to the corner. Miho popping it up once. Garrett G, a shot towards the net, off the crossbar. Torment can't find it, and NRG takes the lead with 1:25 left to go.
Oh, finally something drops for NRG. They hit the post so many times.
Literally drops.
Oh, man. And Torment, I don't know if there's much you can do there because I think there was a player from NRG barreling down on him. Technically an own goal, but you still have 1:25 to come back into this.
Now Selfless have to work quickly. A miss there by Fireburner. Or was he setting up to get downfield? Well, it will be Selfless moving it out. Jacob keeping it in play. Selfless losing this game for either team means you are done. You're out of the tournament. Selfless, oh, a nice pick by Dapper! What a goal! What a pick from the box! And Selfless ties the game!
Dapper got, I want to say this was just incredibly,
what a touch.
I want to say lucky, honestly. He actually went up for the ball to read it off.
No.
Dapper
don't get lucky.
No,
Dapper
that
don't
was
get lucky.
definitely lucky in Dapper's favor because he went up to read the ball off of the backboard and he didn't read it correctly. He was just trying to get down to the ground, back to in rotation, and Jacob clears it right into him and scores.
Dapper off to the corner. This is a tie game again. We could see overtime game 7 to go to the grand finals. All three members of Selfless have to get back quickly as Dapper makes a quick save. Miho gets a crucial clear downfield. Fireburner. Oh, you see a lot of demolitions coming out right now. Miho, the shot straight off to the corner. 30 seconds left. Torment throwing this over to the center. And NRG gonna have to work the side. There's Miho off the backboard. No one's gonna be able to follow that up. And Selfless going to have to reset in their own zone. 15 seconds left in this game. Will we have overtime, or will Fireburner take it away?
Oh,
that's not a good clear. That's a shot.
That's on
it's
target.
right. That's in. And Garrett G scores with 8 seconds left. It's 3-2.
In typical NRG fashion, Fireburner getting the bumps on the goalie there, and actually a defensive mistake as well from Selfless. Did not get the touch off the backboard. It's not over yet, though.
Not over yet.
One more kickoff, probably.
If they could get this kickoff, get possession of the ball, they could score and tie this game up. Here is their opportunity. Dapper stays over Garrett G. A second tap. Oh, no, it touches the ground.